This is Star Wars Legion like you've never seen it before, unless you saw the first episode. Either way, this one is insane. Welcome to the battle for Geonosis. Welcome to Zorp Gaming and the second episode of the Battle of Geonosis, a narrative campaign for Star Wars Legion set in the long and brutal Clone Wars. As fierce fighting rages across the dusty plains of Geonosis, the Jedi have hatched a plan to end this conflict before it spreads across the galaxy, engulfing the Republic in civil war.
If Dooku escapes, rally more systems to his cause, he will.
Whilst the main clone army strikes for the Geonosian droid foundries, Captain Rex and a strike team from the 501st Regiment have struck deep behind enemy lines, seeking to cut the head off the snake and thwart Sith Lord Count Dooku's escape. If Dooku can be captured, this war ends here and now. After breaking the Separatist defensive line with a fierce ATTE barrage, Rex and his men fought through unending waves of battle droids and droideka to cut deep into enemy territory. With many of their brothers now strewn across the battlefield, Rex and the 501st are bitterly determined to find their quarry. As they lock down Dooku's escape vector, they spring their trap, calling in a LAAT gunship for fire support and scrambling all forces to push to their position. But the hunters soon become the hunted. Hidden within the rocky outcrops of the Geonosian spires, Dwarf spider droids unleash a volley of high-intensity bursts, and the LAAT gunship is racked by fire, crashing into the dusty plains. Battle droids suddenly appear on every flank, and with no choice left to them, Rex and his men sprint for the gunship wreckage to rally the survivors and try to mount some form of defense against the waves of clankers descending upon them. But not all hope is lost. Jedi Master Kenobi has heard the call and rallied a squadron of bark speeders, racing to Rex's position to aid the beleaguered clone forces and capture Count Dooku once and for all. This is the Republic's chance to shut down this conflict and maintain peace and order throughout the galaxy. The burden may fall to just a few good men, but the Force is with them. This game uses the Zorp Legion campaign system, which is a living document that will be updated as our story develops and can be found in the description below. The scenario is played on a 6x4 foot board with two rocky outcroppings running down the short sides and a plain in the middle, strewn with the wreckage of a crashed LAAT gunship. The crash site is a campaign stratagem for the Republic player that confers any trooper unit the armor keyword whilst within the footprint of the wreck. The Republic Strike Force deploys along the southern board edge as per the deployment map. Their forces are led by Captain Rex, CT-7567, who, like all clones, is fresh off Kamino, but has already been earmarked for greatness, with advanced recon commando training and given the role of captain of what will become Torrent Company. His strike force is small and ramshackle, consisting of the clones he could gather swiftly from the main battlefront and redeploy on task. His most trusted soldiers are the two squads of clone commandos. These are Phase 1 clone trooper units with the Elite Formation campaign stratagem, which allows them to be equipped with an additional heavy weapon upgrade card and changes their rank from core to special forces. As a reward for achieving major victory in the last scenario, the Strike Force is also joined by a core Phase 1 unit with a Z6. Inside the crashed LAAT gunship are three Phase 1 trooper units.
I've been looking forward to this.
The Separatist force is led by Count Dooku, who is equipped with force reflexes, choke, and push. Clanking into battle alongside him are his personal B2 bodyguards, a B2 battle droid unit with the Elite Formation and enhanced armor campaign stratagems. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today you'll finally be seeing B2s with red defense die. The Separatist forces converging on the crash site are made up of B1 battle droids, droidekas, and two units of Dwarf spider droids. The spider droids are deployed in elevator positions on the rocky outcrops, and all their cards and unit details can be found in the campaign materials. Riding to the aid of the Republic is a formation of bark speeders who have the delayed arrival campaign stratagem. This squad is comprised of three bark units, two with heavy weapons, and one being ridden into battle by none other than General Kenobi.
This is General Kenobi. I'm on site and moving to engage.
Kenobi is represented by a custom pilot upgrade card and brings his own custom 4-pip command card to the table, enabling him to execute the ultimate high ground play, leaping off his bark and resuming his normal Obi-Wan Obi-Wan Kenobi unit profile. A huge thanks to Aurora from the Star Wars Legion Homebrew Discord for their amazing work on putting these cards together specifically for this mission. As with all our custom units, these are available in the campaign materials link in the description for free. The game will last for 8 turns or until one side has been wiped out. To achieve victory, the Republic must kill Count Dooku whilst keeping either Captain Rex or Obi-Wan Kenobi alive. For a Separatist victory, Count Dooku must kill Captain Rex and escape off the northern board edge. Any other result will be a draw. There are also several key campaign stratagems in use for this scenario. The downed gunship may be crippled, but her armoured sides are still of use to the clone forces, and she benefits from the super heavy cover campaign stratagem. This bonus confers the armour unit keyword to any trooper squads within the footprint of the wreck. Hearing Rex's call, Obi-Wan and the Barks have the delayed arrival stratagem. These units are deployed anywhere along the eastern board edge at the end of turn 2. The Republic are scrambling all forces to Dooku's position, and as such, the 2 standard Bark speeders are equipped with the We Are Legion campaign stratagem. The first time these units are destroyed, they will be redeployed at the beginning of the following turn. In addition to these stratagems, Captain Rex must move as fast as possible to the wrecked LAAT, and once within the confines of its footprint, he may not leave, but may otherwise act as normal. We've seen the forces, we've seen the scenario, let's meet the players. Controlling the forces of the Republic, it's the Chancellor of Zorpazorp, Lachlan Linton Keane. Hello there. Captain Rex and his commandos are back. We gotta secure that gunship, try and use the LAAT as much as we can before it inevitably explodes, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is coming on a Bark speeder. We are going to wreck some clankers. Marshalling the might of the Confederacy is our very own clanker, Jackson Renahan.
Twice the pride, double the fall. I am really excited to use some different units this game. I got Count Dooku, I got super heavy battle droids, I got dwarf spider droids. It's going to be a clone kill fest.
The board is set, the pieces are moving, begun, the Clone War has. Rex's air support, the LAAT gunship, has been shot down and crashed into the sands of Geonosis, and the clone troopers inside are going to take some damage from that explosion. So we've got the squad on the left, 6 troopers, 6 saves, and we save one of them. That squad is almost wiped out. We've got the squad in the center. They're hunkering down still in the cargo bay. Maybe they'll do a little bit better. 6 saves again. We've saved 4 this time, so only 2 down from that central squad. We're not quite on even odds yet. And then we've got the squad over on the right flank. They've got a DC 15, so they're going to be important to me. Let's see if we can save them. And they have lost another 4 members. What a wipeout for the clone troopers in the wrecked LAAT gunship.
Good thing those bugs can't aim.
I'm hit! Medic! We're taking heavy casualties!
Before we reveal our command cards, Rexy Boy has a scouting move. He's got Scout 1, so he gets to make a Speed 1 move and start sprinting towards the LAAT gunship. Now, because of Scouting Party, his 2 commando squads are both at range 1 to 2, and I've got Scouting Party 2, which means both of them are going to get to make that Speed 1 move as well and start getting the cover of that, well, slightly burning LAAT gunship.
Move in! Secure the zone!
Go, go, go!
Scout for Separatists! Troopers, move in!
Okay, Lucky, turn 1. Time to show our command cards. What do you got?
I'm going to be running Assault, the 3-pip.
I'm running standing orders.
Standing orders, alright, well, obviously I've got the initiative. I'm going to be ordering 3 units. I'm going to go my LAAT gunship, the trooper squad with 4 in the undercarriage, and then the trooper squad over here, hopefully meaning that they're going to be able to rally before they get more suppression tokens and get some shots off before you guys gang up. What about you, Jacko? Just the 1 unit for you to order?
Yes, and it's going to be Count Dooku himself. The
Count, bringing in the pain.
Thanks to my tracing antenna upgrade cards, I can issue an order to my Dwarf Spider Droids in addition to what I've already issued.
So first activation of the turn is going to be one of my clone trooper squads, which are dug down in here in the undercarriage of the LAAT. There's 4 of them in there. First thing they're going to do is hopefully rally so that I'll get both my actions this turn. They have rallied, 33% chance of that. So what they're going to do is they're going to aim and fire at the Dwarf Spider Droids that are railing down, or at least about to do so, onto the LAAT. That aim could be very important. We'll throw that token down here. So they have got a DC 15 and 3 DC 15As. Got 1 extra dice in there. And I've got critical 1 in this attack pool as well. Let's see what we can do. 2 outside the box. Oh, look at that. 4 hits, and the critical 1 will turn that one to a critical hit. That is 5 hits on the Dwarf Spider Droids.
Take down that spider droid! I'm hit! Vehicle repair complete. Just like the simulation.
My first activation will be these Dwarf Spider Droids who are just shot at. They're going to fire back, but instead of firing at the troops, they're going to shoot at their cover, the LAAT. They've got high intensity burst cannons, and they have critical 1 and impact 1 each. So there's 2 units firing, so it's going to be critical 2, impact 2. Now, let's do it. All right, so I can turn up to 2 hits into crits, thanks to my impact 2, and then I can turn a surge into a crit, thanks to my critical.
So you have got 5 critical hits. That is massive because the LAAT gunship has armor, so only critical hits are getting through. So I'm actually making 5 saves on red dice. Can you clear the tray for me, Jacko? Let's see if the LAAT is going to get damaged and start losing its weapons. Oh, ouchie, ouch, ouch. So we just realized that the LAAT actually has defensive surges, so I only take 2 wounds, which takes me from 3 to 5. Just a couple of wounds away from my resilience value and chipping off the mighty armor of the downed gunship.
Vengeance program satisfied.
So I thought Jacko might try and pepper my troops up first, but he's going for the LAAT. I've taken a couple of wounds, getting close to that resilience value where I could start to lose my weapons. So I'm going to open fire with the laser cannons, and I'm going to hit this squad of B1s. They're not in cover. Less than half of the squad is blocked by that little piece of barricade there. So I'm unloading. I've got 2 black, 2 red, and 2 white. I'm going to aim as well. That's not the best. I'll re-roll the red and the black because surges do not convert to any hits, and that gets me just 2 hits on that squad. So that is 2 saves for Jacko to take.
Battle droid, knock him down! I'm hit! Oh! No! This does not compute. Order engaged. Roger that. Following. For the Chancellor! Go, go, go! Keep up the assault! Keep going, keep going! Watch your sides.
My go, and I'm going to take from the order pile. That's a core, so I'm going to activate this unit, which has the rocket launcher. Now they didn't have an order already, so they're going to have to attack first because of their AI attack rule. The rocket launcher is the only thing that is in range, and it is in range of the troops and the LAAT. I'm going to shoot the LAAT. Seems fair.
Impact 2 could be dishing some more pain to my armored gunship. What's the dice there, Jacko?
I got 2 black and a red.
Let him roll. Ooh, nice.
So impact lets that become a crit, and I don't do anything with surges.
Alright, so 2 saves. I have armor, which of course doesn't matter because those critical hits automatically get through, so it's 2 red saves for me to make with the LAAT gunship and 1 block. That takes me up to 6 wounds, 1 wound away from my resilience value and potentially damaged weapons. So you've got 1 more activation with those, Jacko. Are they going to make a move?
They are going to make a move. They're going to move up here.
Getting those E5s in range for next turn.
Resuming previous subroutine.
So Jacko's dishing a lot of pain to the LAAT. He's taken 6 wounds now. I need to try and hit his Dwarf Spider Squad. And up next, I've got one of my special forces, which is my Rex's Commando Squad. So what I'm gonna do is tap my Specialist for an aim token and then aim again, giving me 2 aim. And then I'm gonna hit these guys with everything. I'm in range with every weapon. So I've got a DC 15 with critical 1, the RP6 launcher with impact 2, and then 5 DC 15As. Let's see what we can do. All right, that is not too bad to start with. Okay, so I'm gonna convert 1 surge to a critical with critical 1, and then we'll pull out all the spares, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna convert 2 hits to critical hits. So that takes me to a total of 5 crits so far. We'll use the first aim on a red and a black. Another 2 critical hits, and I think I've got the option here to spend another, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spend an aim on this hit, because that'll get cancelled by heavy cover. So the second aim, and another critical hit, and 1 hit. Now those 2 hits there will be cancelled by heavy cover, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 critical hits on the Dwarf Spider Droids.
I'm in trouble. No, 8 wounds, that's a lot, but I am rolling 50-50. I like these red dice a lot more than the white ones.
Don't get to see them often, do you, Jacko?
No.
I see blanks.
Okay, you see...
2 blanks and 2 surges. Do you have defensive surges?
I don't think so.
So the Dwarf Spider Droids do not have defensive surges, Jacko. Your first Dwarf Spider down.
Spider droid, take the shot! That spider is going down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
That was a pretty big hit that I took, so before I potentially lose my Spider Droid, I'm going to activate it. And I'm going to fire back with a scatter burst shot at the squad that shot at me. This is going to let me take more hits, but add the suppressive keyword as well.
And aiming first, of course, so
Yes.
3 black and 2 white. Good
Yep.
start.
Yep, so
Ooh,
that's 4 hits.
Not bad at all. I'll throw my save straight away, looking for those big white pips.
Oh,
Ooh, saves 3, but 1 does go down. And regardless of the damage taken, the suppression is applied.
We're taking heavy fire!
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
For the Republic! They're coming around! Come off! Go, go, go! Continue the forward assault!
Advance the attack. Roger, roger. Come with me. This way. Take up secondary position. Resuming previous subroutine.
So time to try and get a bit of value out of these clone wreck survivors before they get blown away by droid squad. So I'm going to activate this little fellow here. Now the DC 15 is in range of the Dwarf Spider Droid, and then I'm going to split my attack and form a second pool with the DC 15A in range of that squad of B1s. But first, I'm going to have to rally, and I do rally, so my suppression token disappears, which means I'm going to be able to aim, and I'm also in range 1 of this clone squad, and because of my clone trooper keyword, I'm going to be able to use that aim as well. So let's fire off the DC 15 against the Dwarf Spider Droid. I've got a hit and a surge. Now that surge converts to critical. I'm going to use one of my aims here. I'm going to try and go for another critical because they're in heavy cover. Doesn't pay off. You know what? I'm just going to burn the second aim as well because I care more about this. All right, so that fails. So that's both aims gone. I've got 1 critical for Jacko to save, and we'll also fire the black against the droids. That's a hit, but that will be negated by heavy cover. So just the 1 red save, Jacko. And it's a surge. No defensive surges. That is a wound on the Dwarf Spider Droid.
I'm hit.
Good shot!
Order engaged. Following. Hold your ground. Proceed on foot. Following. Resuming previous subroutine.
For the Chancellor! Battle droid, knock him down! Incoming trooper!
My next unit to activate is my second commander. That is the series battle droid over here. They are going to be at the mercy of their AI, and they're going to be forced to make an attack. The only weapon that is currently in range is a sniper rifle, which is going to be firing on these two clone troopers over here. Now, it's critical 1, so I need crits, so that's helpful. I'm looking for crits or surges. That's nothing.
No dice. My clones duck for cover, and they will still take a suppression token.
Take cover!
Die, brother.
So Jackson is ruining me for activation count. This is my final one, and it is of course Captain Rex. He doesn't have much to do. He's only got those range 2 blasters, so he's just going to do a double move and get himself nice and safe inside the armor of the wrecked LAAT gunship.
We shall do as Darth Sidious commands, and that is all. Bring them to their knees.
B2 unit online. Secure the area. Ready for attack.
As smoke billowed from the wounded gunship, the clone troopers of the 2nd Airborne found themselves engulfed in combat. Their once mighty Falcon of the Sky was peppered from the elevated position of the Dwarf spider droids, and the downed gunship will surely go up in flames if it cops any more concentrated fire. Rex and his commandos sprinted forwards, laying down covering fire for their brothers in the wreck, reducing one dwarf spider droid to molten slag, but paid the price for their boldness, losing one of their own as the droid forces took notice of their advance. The droid battle line swarmed forwards on all flanks, with Dooku and his B2 bodyguard beelining for the wreck, whilst the rapid thuds of the Roly Boys echo from the east.
It's turn 2, and I'm ready to play a card other than standing orders.
Exciting. Things are
Spoilers,
getting
Lockie.
very exciting. Well, I'm going to go for Take That Clankers, my Pip 2 card for Captain Rex.
And I'm playing Surge.
Cool. So
Pip
this
1.
is Pip 1. So you've got the initiative, and this is the custom command card for the Separatists that gives you some Surge tokens through your units.
Yes.
So you've got the initiative. What units are you activating?
I'm going to activate my battle droid commander, and they're going to use coordinate to pass an order onto these droids here.
And it's just the single activation with that command card?
Yes.
Cool. All right, well, I've got 2 with Take That Clankers, so I'm going to activate 2 clone trooper units, which are going to be my 2 commandos, so that I've got full control of when they are able to dish some pain, potentially, to this dwarf spider droid. All right, let's go and jump into our first activation.
Roger.
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 Press the attack.
Roger.
For my first activation of the second turn, I am going to go for the order pool and hope to draw the token for my dwarf spider droid before it gets blown away. But I've drawn a call. So I'm going to activate this squad of droids over here, who are going to aim and fire. Now they don't have to worry about AI attack because they've got a B1 security droid upgrade.
Handy.
Yep. So we're just going to shoot straight at the LAAT with the rocket launcher and hope to blow it up.
Do some damage. Now, are your normal E5s going to be able to get some shots off as well? They're
I
range
suppose
3.
they could get crit, like a lucky crit. Some of them might be able to hit. So we got, well, yeah, they would all be in range.
Just in range of the hull, because the leader's at range 3. Yep. All right, let's form up our attack pool.
I got a name token, so let's re-roll 2 white dice. That's a crit. Okay, now I got impact 2, so 2 of my hits can become crits. Looks like it's going to be 4 critical hits going through.
So 4 wounds on the LAAT from that B1 squad. That is pretty spicy for a bunch of clankers, and the LAAT is pretty heavily damaged already. I've taken 6 wounds. If I go to 7, that exceeds or equals my resilience value, and I could take some vehicle damage, potentially lose weapons, and of course, if I get all the way up to 10, I'm dead. So 4 saves to take on red defense die, and I have saved 1, and I take 3 wounds, which takes me up to 9. Just 1 wound away from fully exploding. That is bad. And of course, now we got to roll on the damage table. So we take a red die. If we roll a block, it will be damaged. If we roll a blank, it will be disabled. And if I roll a surge, it will be weapon disrupted, which means I'm going to lose my main cannon. So basically, that's the only one I care about. We don't want to see a surge on this dice. It's a block, so the vehicle is damaged and it suffers some other debuffs, but I still get to fire my main cannon.
Rocket! Get down! There's too many of them! We're taking heavy fire!
Wow, roger that.
So my ladder's on 9 wounds. The gunship is close to not only being damaged and losing that main laser cannon, but also kind of exploding every now and then throughout the turn and potentially dealing some serious damage. So I've got the option, do I go to the pool? Do I draw off and hope that the LAAT's on there? That's a 1 in 6 chance before they can finish it off and get that attack. Or do I try and limit the amount of damaging units that can hit the LAAT? So I've decided to activate one of my commandos because at the moment, even if I drew the LAAT, it's basically got nothing to shoot anyway. So I'm going to go for this commando unit. Now I was initially going to move, but because of take that clankers, if I aim first, I will then increase my ranged weapons by 1 because this unit has a face-up order token. So I'm going to aim and then I'm going to unload into this unit because I'm at range 3 with my leader here, and that means the DP-23, the range 2 shotgun, is now going to have range 3. So DP-23, DC 15, and then the 5 DC 15As. This attack pool has Pierce 1 and Critical 1. Let's see what we can do with the aim token. I see a couple of blanks. Now you've got armor 1 on this unit, Jacko?
Yep.
I've got 1 surge, which I can convert to critical. And some of those are going to get blocked by the armor. A lot of those are going to get blocked by the armor and the heavy cover. So I'll re-roll these 2 blanks. And I get another hit. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits and a critical. 1 hit gets cancelled by the armor, and 2 hits get cancelled by heavy cover. That's 5 saves for Jacko to take.
Exterminate that spider!
Incoming attack. Severe damage to this unit. Warning, situation critical. Droid offline.
And they just don't learn, do they?
I still want my dwarf spider droids to activate, even though I've lost some. And they will. So,
Nice work. 33% chance there.
we're gonna shoot at the LAAT with our strong high velocity, high intensity burst.
All right, take us through the attack pool, Jacko.
I got 2 of each kind of dice, so 6 dice.
And these are at impact 2?
Impact 2, critical 2.
Savage, savage.
So that's...
Ooh.
That becomes no, that's a surge.
Yes, so the surge becomes a crit from critical 2. And you've also got impact 2, converting that 1 hit to
Into
another
a
crit. That's 4 already. Did you aim, or these guys have...
They have to attack because they're AI.
AI attack. So that means I've got 4 saves to make. And that is 3 saved,
Ooh, but
but
not enough.
1 failed. That is the LAAT's final wound. Kablammy blam blam. So the LAAT has exploded. It's gone. Not only do I lose the laser cannon, but now we have a pretty serious debuff. That wreck is exploding. The droid rounds have pierced it, they've ignited the fuel canisters, and there's going to be little bits of flame and secondary explosions going off for the rest of the game. So right now what happens is, I take a single save as if a critical hit had been scored on every unit within the footprint of the building. So if we have a pan down, Jacko, I've got this little 2-man squad here, I've got the 4-man squad in the center, this 1-man squad, I've got Rex, and I've got this big trooper squad up the back. So we're going to start with this little single solo guy, 1 save, and he will survive. He's still alive. All right, the 2-man squad. He's still alive. The 4-man squad in the center. Oh my God, Clones, you're killing it.
Explosion.
And now we've got the squad up the back with the larger unit cap, and what they're going to do is they're going to use Guardian 1, which is granted to them from Rex with Esteemed Leader. He's got that upgrade, and they're going to take his save for him. Which they both fail. So there we go. 2 squads, or 2 models rather, from that unit are removed. So 2 clones have died in that explosion. And now what happens is the LAAT gunship's token stays in my order pool for the rest of the game, even though the LAAT gunship has been destroyed. And every single time I draw that from my order pool, I roll a white defense die. If a surge or a block token comes up, that explosion will trigger again as some secondary explosions ignite, the fuel cells catch ablaze, and more damage can potentially be dealt out to the clones bunkering down within the hallowed ground of the gunship wreck. Now, of course, I now have to weigh up the benefit that the armor provides versus those potential cool explosions for the rest of the game and decide whether or not it's worth kind of bunkering down in what is potentially a LAAT gunship that is now on fire.
Vengeance program satisfied.
So the LAAT gunship is ablaze. It's all happening here on Geonosis, but it's time to activate my next order. I'm not going to go for my clone commandos, which are my face-up order token. I'll rely on them later to counterpunch. I'm going to go for the stack, and it is the LAAT gunship again. Okay, so this is what I was just talking about. We roll a white defense die, and potentially a new round of explosions will affect my clones. Thank goodness, we've got a blank, no secondary, so that's not my activation for the turn. That just goes away. We'll shuffle that back in next round, and we are getting a core. So the core units I have on the table are the clones that are dug down and just got pretty messed up by some flames. So I'm just going to activate one of them and take some shots at Jacko's units.
Spider, take him down!
Enemy fire!
Great shooting, trooper!
Damage imminent. Rearming.
Just like the simulation.
Order engaged. Stop the humanoids! Target's been wired.
We're outnumbered! We're losing ground!
Resuming previous subroutine.
Keep up the assault! There's too many of them! We've got droids! Good shot!
Stop the humanoids! Fight my tiny metal humboom!
I have become more powerful than any Jedi. Victory is within our grasp.
Alright, following Dooku's movement, I'm going to do some force reflexes.
What does that do, Jacko?
Gives me a dodge token.
All right, throw that bad boy down there. Any more Trixie Mixie force powers?
I'm also going to force choke
Oh, the power gamer, here we go.
this sorrow full person.
Now do you feel the power of the dark side?
So Dooku's coming at me. He's on the charge, and I know that guy can dish pain. So I need to do something about that. Let's see what the order pool's got for me. It's a core. So I am going to activate probably my highest strength unit here out of my kind of core troopers, which is my 4 strong clone trooper unit. And they are going to aim and then shoot at Dooku. Of course, as we know, with Take That clankers, that is going to give them range 4 on all of their DC 15As. So the Z6 goes to range 4. The DC 15As go to range 4. And I've got 6 white and 3 black straight into Dooku with my aim. Let's see what I can do. He's in heavy cover, so I need to do a bit here. Oh, that's not a good start. I'm going to re-roll 2 of the black because I have no offensive surges and hopefully get up another couple of hits here. And I have got that up to 4 hits. That was a hit, not a critical. So 2 of those will be cancelled by heavy cover, and Jacko's got 2 saves to make. 2 attacks on Dooku, Jacko. You got 2 saves to make.
Yep.
A block and a wound. We've managed to get through.
Yeah, you did.
Do a bit of damage on the count. He has 5 wounds remaining.
Surely you can do better.
There's Dooku! After him!
It's time for some droideka action. I've drawn my support token, so my front droidekas are gonna go up this hill and take some shots at you.
So just going for that speed 1 move in normal walking move, moving the leader up the slope and then able to redeploy the second member of the squad with cohesion and get some great lines of fire. I'm guessing you're targeting this commando squad down here, Jacko, at range 1 to 3?
I believe they're the only ones that are in range.
All right,
That is
let
correct.
them rip. 2 droidekas, that's 4 black and 2 red with suppressive.
Yep.
Let's see what you can do. No aim though. And we are seeing 1, 2 hits.
And a surge, so I'll convert that to a hit.
Using the surge from your command card, that is 3 hits and 3 saves for the clones to take. Ooh, that is 2 clone troopers from the commando squad down.
Target acquired.
Destroyer droid! Watch your
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
So the droidekas have arrived. I hate these guys, but I do love blowing them away. So I now have full control of my forces because Jacko killed my last core unit over there. I know that that token pool is effectively going to give me Captain Rex. But what I want to do, I think, is instead activate my commandos down here, and they're going to be able to open fire on the droidekas. Now I've got an important role to make here. They're currently got a suppression token, and they will be suppressed. Oh, actually, they're commandos. They've got courage 2. I forgot about that. So it doesn't matter what the result this roll is because I will still get 2 actions this turn. Let's see how we go. It'd be nice to shed that token anyway. I do. Fantastic. So courage 2 commandos. They're not worried about suppression. They're super brave. So because of take that clankers, that enables me to aim. Throw an aim token down next to the commandos and of course increase all of my weapon ranges by 1. So I've got my leader here and the unit of droidekas is currently at range 4. So now not only are the DC 15 and RP 6 going to be able to strike, I'm also going to hit them with the DC 15As. And this is the key to annihilating droidekas, is getting huge amounts of attacks on them. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits successfully. I'm going to... They're in heavy cover, so a couple of these are going to get cancelled. I think I'm still going to reroll 2 black and just aim for numbers here. That gets me another crit, which gets past the cover as well. So 5, 6 saves for Jacko to take, and then 2 cancelled by heavy cover.
Droideka, take him out! Nice shot! How many is that?
B2 unit deploying. Acknowledged. Seize territory. Enemy presence ahead. Begin counterattack.
So I only have 1 activation left in this turn because Jacko killed off my last clone trooper squad, so it is of course Captain Rex himself. Now, Rex has entered the crashed LAAT gunship wreckage, so he has to stay in the confines of this region, but that doesn't mean he can't move around and shoot. Obviously Dooku's coming for him, so we need to get some action out of him before Dooku brings the saber to bear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. Now, of course, because of tactical 1, he will grab himself an aim token. I'm going to swing him around here and pop him down into this piece of cover to grant him heavy cover. Now, because of aim and our command card that we're playing, take that clankers, that increases the ranged weapon of his hand blasters to range 3, which means he will now be able to target both Dooku and the B2s. So, using Gunslinger, he can make 1 shooting attack at 2 different targets. So 3 red dice on Dooku and 3 red dice on the B2s. Let's start on the B2s. They're in heavy cover and they have armor 1, so that is 1 critical hit, and of course Rex surges 2 crit, so that is 2 critical hits, and I'm not going to spend the aim. I'm going to let Jacko's saves do that, and now we'll shoot at Count Dooku. He's not in cover at all, so that is 2 hits, and the surge goes to crit. That is 3 saves on Dooku and 2 saves on the B2s. Didn't even need my aim.
Warning! Emergency! Intimidate and destroy. Enemy fire.
Your insolence will find a very cold reward.
Lockie's fired 3 shots at me and I've saved 2 of them, but the third is a surge. I have my dodge token still, so I'm going to spend it, which will allow me to use deflect. That makes that a save, and it causes a wound on Captain Rex.
So no wounds on Dooku, and 1 bounces back off the saber blade straight into the captain.
Yes, indulge your aggression.
That in the head! Advance the attack. Spread out. Proceed on foot. Take up secondary position.
Since they were out of range for any attacks during their first move, they didn't have to do their AI, so they now have moved into position to fire on these 2 clones. I have 7 E5 blasters and 1 EBC, E5C, whatever it is.
7 white, 3 black, roll it up, there we go.
10 dice. I've got a surge token, but it doesn't matter because the armor afforded by the LAAT wreckage is going to just cancel that, so I'm going to keep it for later.
So it's only the 1 critical hit. I've got a single defense die and a blank. Rip him out of there, Jacko.
I'm going to activate this unit next, and they have 2 suppression tokens, so let's see if I can remove them. I cannot, doesn't matter, they're droids. They will be firing at the same unit. This time we've got 5 blasters.
And taking an aim action as well, Jacko?
First we will aim, yes.
Alright, 5 white dice. It's a good start.
Good aim.
And still all blanks.
Great.
Not even a single suppression counter on that Soul Clone Trooper.
Resuming previous subroutine. Proceed on foot. Following. Attack the clone. Fire at will!
My B1 battle droid squad with the command formation stratagem, led by the series battle droid, have moved down the hill closer towards this guy, and they are also going to contribute to the effort to kill him with all their shots.
That's a lot of dice.
Critical 1 thanks to the sniper, and didn't need it. Well, I do need it, but it doesn't.
So 2 hits are blocked by the armor and the heavy cover that he's in, so it's just another single save. He's probably due to go down. No, he is hanging about, but he does get another suppression. The droidekas crested the western outcrop and used their elevated position to sweep the flats behind the wreck with blaster fire, driving the lagging commandos to ground. They returned fire and obliterated the droid shields, but couldn't manage any lasting injury. With several troopers engulfed in flames and one poor clone inexplicably slumping to the ground gasping for air, the morale of the clones inside the gunship began to waver. But sensing a great evil approaching, Captain Rex valiantly sallied forth, his pistols roaring hot vengeance out into the hazy plain of foes. But to his surprise, a blood-red saber blade activated beyond the veil of smoke and dust, and with a devastating slash, a bolt flew back towards him and smote him upon the shoulder. Perhaps he had met his match, but as he staggered backwards, his comlink roared to life.
This is General Kenobi. I'm on site and moving to engage.
The distinct buzz of bark speeder repulsors cut through the soundscape of battle like a knife, and the embattled clones rejoiced. The cavalry had arrived.
Alright, Lockie, it's turn 3. Are you ready to win initiative?
I am. I'm going to play a big move. I'm going Call Me Captain, which is Rex's 1 pip card. It does all sorts of excellent synergies, gives Rex fire support. It's going to allow him one last chance to go blam, blam, blam before before Count Dooku dives down on him. What are you running, Jacko?
Well, I'm running fear, surprise, and intimidation.
Oh, I'm
this
so
will
afraid.
be a surprise for you because it's 1 pip and I'm cunning. So I get initiative.
Well, Count Dooku's cunning. I don't know about you. So, of course, Count Dooku has the cunning special rule. So that means that on a tie of initiative on any of his custom command cards, he automatically gains initiative. So, boom, who are your orders going down to?
Count Dooku.
The Count. Well, I have to place mine on Clone Captain Rex, but it's not going to matter because Dooku is acting first.
Troopers, move in!
This is Dooku. What is the situation?
Here's what I'm going to do, Lockie. I'm going to move with Count Dooku towards Captain Rex.
Here he comes, the Dark Lord of the Sith himself. All right, move action first up. What's in second?
I'm going to move again.
Moving again.
Now we're engaged.
Finishing in charge. Beautiful. Base-to-base combat. Now you've gained Relentless from your command card. I'm guessing here comes an attack action, Jacko?
I have. And I'm going to use 2 weapons because I now have Versatile and Arsenal too. So you're going to get Dooku's lightsaber and Dooku's lightning.
Youch! Alright, here it comes. So, saber is how many dice? Lightning is how many dice? Let's go through the pool.
5 each. 5 red, 5 black.
I love how they break it up like that. So easy to tell. Dish the pain.
We got Pierce 3 on this. So I think you're in a bit of trouble. I turn surges into crits.
You sure do. Dooku is the Blade Master. Oh my goodness, that looked good to start with, but it is looking bad very quickly. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 crits and 3 hits. 7 saves for Rex to make. Okay. 7 wounds on Captain Rex. Now, oh my god, this attack pool has pierced 3. All hope is not lost. It's just very, very slim. So, because of Jackson's lust for power, he has charged forth without, kind of more masterfully executing his force powers than he could have, but perhaps he has some tactics behind that. But I still have some clone troopers in range 1. And of course, because of esteemed leader, if we have a look here, that is 2 squads that are in range 1, which means I can get them to use Guardian 1 to take 2 of the attacks themselves. So let's have a look here. For this little clone trooper here on the right, he's taking 1 of the saves and he surges it, so he is Gonskis, and then I'll take 1 on the commandos as well. So that is a pass, so they don't take any damage. And now we have 5 dice that Rex needs to save. Dooku is flying in with Pierce 3, so if I block with every single dice, 3 will be cancelled, and I will take 3 wounds. I'm on 1 wound, that will put me on 1 wound. If I fail any of these dice, Rex is gone. Let's roll them 1 at a time and hope that it's climactic, that I don't fail the first one. Okay, here we go, Joko. Dice number 1. That's really disappointing. There we go. That is Captain Rex, absolutely cooked, and the clones defending the gunship are going to be in some serious trouble. Obi-Wan is on the board, though. It's going to be all down to the mighty Jedi Master.
Armor's coming apart. Not sure I can make it.
No Jedi can save you now.
Rex is dead, but I've still got more to do. I have 3 Jedi powers to resolve. The first gives me a dodge token.
Force reflexes.
The second is going to be a choke on this fellow.
The big old force choke going straight in on my DC 15 wielding commando.
Dead.
Boom.
And then finally, I'm going to do a force push on that same unit, causing them to take a speed 1 move.
Your limbs obey my commands now.
We're losing ground!
You must have fear, surprise, and intimidation on your side.
So Captain Rex got annihilated, I think we should say. I was obviously way too bold with him. I didn't think I was in range of Dooku's charge. I thought I was just out. And I had my 1 pip card. I was hoping to kind of, snag the initiative and just try and blow Dooku away. Because, he was always going to charge me. So that didn't pay off at all. Time to get some vengeance, and we've got a Special Forces token, which is of course one of Rex's commandos. So I've got 2 options. I think I'm going to go with this squad here. Even though there's less models, I can actually generate some better firepower by doing a move. So the speed 2 move, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these guys over here so that I can deploy them nicely in cover from any future B2 attacks. But that now puts them in range 1 of Dooku, which means they're going to be able to use their grenades. Now they've got fragmentation grenade, so I can convert all of my normal clone attacks into red die, and then I've got the DP23 with Pierce 1. Now, I convert all surges to critical hits because of the fragmentation grenades, which is nuts. So I have generated 5 saves for Jacko to take at Pierce 1, which I believe you're immune to, Jacko?
Yep.
Damn Dooku.
Remember your training and fight. Dooku! Careful of his blade! Grenade! Grenade!
Defeating you will be a trivial task. You dare challenge us, Sith? Press the attack.
Good throw!
Lockie's Barks have arrived, and I'm going to be in trouble if I can't do something about it. I'm hoping that I can pull something useful off the stack. Oh, well that's droidekas, so that's on the complete opposite side of the board. But it's still going to be good. So I'm going to activate the ones at the front.
There's a couple of threat options for you here. Obviously, I've been trying to lay a bit of fire down on Dooku, so you'll be able to move that first droideka up to clear a path for the second, I imagine?
I think that's what I'll do. So they're going to stay in deployed mode, and they're going to walk 1 forward.
Only speed 1 in the walking mode, of course. Those little pindly crab legs. Ooh, nice little redeploy there, opening an avenue for the back droidekas to just roll on up. And now you have some choices. Talk about your target priority here, Jacko.
Well, I could shoot at this unit and potentially kill them all. I don't think I have enough firepower to do that. The upside of the droidekas is that their weapons are suppressive, but this unit has already activated, so I would rather shoot at this unit over here, because then they will get 2 suppression tokens, which will be enough to suppress them since they don't have, since they only have courage 2, and that means less heat on Dooku.
Well, you didn't take the bait because I was hoping you would shoot at that unit so nicely out of cover and leave these guys alone. But roll up that attack pool. You've got 2 red and 4 black. And of course, it is a suppressive weapon. 3 hits. Am I in heavy cover from that position or perhaps light cover through the troopers?
No.
Nah, wide out in the open. So that is 3 saves to take. The elevation helping the droidekas there, and I take 2 casualties for the clone commandos.
I'm hit! Look out! Medic!
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
Second Republic activation for the turn is going to be at the mercy of the order pool because Rex was wiped off the board. Now on the pool, I've got a core token, not particularly useful, so I'm going to use one of Obi-Wan's upgrades, improvised orders, and I'm going to draw a second and swap the order, which luckily is Obi-Wan himself. So, Obi-Wan, the Kingpin, is acting. So, what first thing we've got to do is a compulsory speeder move. So this is our custom profile developed for this scenario, Obi-Wan on BARC speeder. Now, it's not quite the normal Obi-Wan profile at the moment. Essentially, we have a custom pilot upgrade for a BARC speeder that confers a lot of similar abilities, but some unique ones as well. So he's got Pierce 2, he's got Impact 2, he's got his big saber attack, he's also got Agile, he's got Deflect instead of Guardian and Sarasu Mastery, so there's some pretty cool stuff we can do with him. First up, it is our compulsory speeder move though, because he is just a BARC speeder, and he is going to fly all the way up here, ignoring this height 1 cliff, and land in base-to-base contact with the Dwarf Spider Droid. Now, that's my free compulsory action. I've got 2 actions left. I could aim and then attack to really wreck these Dwarf Spider Droids, but I just don't think I have the time. So I'm gonna do a big slashing melee attack as we swipe on past on our BARC, and then I'm gonna keep flying regardless of how much damage I do. So my attack is the same as Obi-Wan's. It's got 2 black, 2 red, and 2 white, and it is Pierce 2 and Impact 2, which is important against these vehicles. We have landed, ooh, not bad at all. So the Surge does nothing for me because I don't have Critical 2. So Pierce 2 and Impact 2, so I will turn 1, 2, 3 of those into critical hits. 1 will be cancelled by Jackson's Armor 1, and Jacko has 3 saves to make.
The Force is with us.
Warning.
So a couple of wounds dealt to the Dwarf Spider Droid, but Obi-Wan ain't sticking around to finish the job. He is cruising on in with a second move action, which is going to move him up the escarpment. Now 2 move actions this turn, that's going to net him 2 dodge tokens from Agile 1, which is new for this pilot upgrade, and now he's ready to rain down some Deflect as he hoons towards Count Dooku in the center of the battlefield.
Your move.
Let's see what we can do in response to that. I got a core. That's going to be these guys with the E5C blaster. I think they're just going to open up on Obi-Wan.
They'll have to attack because of AI attack, and I'm sitting there right in the open. I do have cover 1 from Speeder, of course, so let it rip with that 7 white and 3 black. Ooh, not having the aim is going to hurt you there.
Yeah, so that's cancelled, so you have 1 save to make.
So 1 save for Obi-Wan to take.
Spread out. Take up secondary position. Roger that.
Keep up the assault! It's Dooku! Look out! He's deceptively spry! Good shot!
Defeating you will be a trivial task. Surely you can do better. Yes, indulge your aggression.
Great shooting, trooper!
Order engaged. Roger, roger. Attack the mark.
Surely we can be civilized about this. Challenging a Jedi? You don't lack for confidence, I'll give you that.
Nice grouping.
So my next activation is a BARC Speeder, which is huge because it's another one of the BARC squad activating before Jacko can respond with his Dwarf Spider Droid. So I'm going to activate the BARC with the Ion Gunner because we love some Ion on droids. Up first is his compulsory move at speed 3, and he flies up to the top of this height 1 escarpment. I'm now going to perform an attack action. I'm not going to aim first because, again, need to keep these BARCs on the move. My Ion Gunner is 3 black and a white, obviously an Ion 1 and Impact 1 as well, and then my twin light light blaster cannons is a black, a red, and a white. Let's see what the attack pool can do. All right, that is a lot of blanks.
Oh, God.
That is a lot of blanks. I have got critical 1 though, which is gonna, not critical 1, I've got impact 1, which is gonna turn that into a critical hit. That's a lot of blanks, but I will make Jacko take 1 save, and of course the all-important ion token.
Take aim.
Enemy fire! Damage imminent! Droid lost!
Target scrap. On it.
Order engaged. Roger that. Dispose of speeder target.
Keep your guard up. There's never time to limber up.
Come with me. Take up secondary position. Resuming previous subroutine.
For the Chancellor. Count Dooku.
Would have thought you had learned your lesson. Now, do you feel the power of the dark side?
Good shot.
I've drawn my second support token, which means that I'm activating my next set of droidekas. They are going to take a move up this hill.
Staying in crabby mood.
Yep, even though they're in balls, they look like they're in balls, they're actually
Yes, this definitely isn't 1 box set turned into 4 units, not at all.
not at all.
All right, so that is putting them in a fantastic position on the top of that escarpment, and I'm guessing that you're gonna go for my commandos again.
Boys, let's go for some suppressy goodness.
Range 3, so that is all of your attack pool at 4 black and 2 red, and they are suppressive, and I've already got 2 tokens. This could be bad for my commandos. Let it rip.
3 hits.
3
and
hits.
Surge defensive, so nothing.
No surge conversion. That is suppression tokens, and I've got 3 saves to make. Oh, the clone armor of the commandos is back, but I do importantly take the suppression tokens.
Take cover. We're taking heavy fire.
Highly accurate shooting. Machines are superior.
That was a lot of fire coming in on my commandos, and their activation is next. So, 4 suppression tokens. The commandos have courage 2. I've got 4 rally tests to make. Hopefully, I can get them down to courage 2, to suppression 2, clearing 2 of those tokens, which means I'll get 2 actions. But if I fail none, I'm panicked, and that's really bad, because the board edge is right there. So, at the very least, we need 1 symbol on these 4 dice. Oh, that was close. Okay, so we remove a suppression, and I'm not going to get to aim first. I'm just going to have to fire. And I'm not going to move, I am going to fire. I've only got that 1 action, and if I want to shoot the rocket launcher, that's cumbersome. So that's just shooting while stationary. So I've got my DC-15 and my DC-15 ace, and then I've got red, white, and black from the RP-6 launcher. Let's form up this attack pool, Jacko. I'll leave those defense dice for you there. I'm critical 1 and impact 1. I've got quite a few hits there. That will convert to critical 1. And then that'll do. We've got 5 saves for Jacko to take.
I'm hit.
I've lost count. How many does that make?
Order engaged. Following. Target's been wired. Contact the clone.
Incoming.
Die, fire brother.
I'm hit. Take cover.
Take up secondary position. Roger that. Spread out. Resuming previous subroutine.
There's too many of them. We're taking heavy fire. We're losing ground.
My next activation is going to be a Special Forces unit, and that will be my Dwarf Spider Droid before it gets destroyed. I'm going to do a rapid fire burst at Obi-Wan. I only have 1 action thanks to the ion token, but that's okay. It's going to be an attack, which is what I have to do because of AI attack. I'm going to shoot you now.
3 black and 2 white. That's 1 hit and 1 critical. The hit will be cancelled by my cover 1, and then I've just got 1 save to take, Jacko.
Yeah.
Neutralize enemy combatants.
This makes Kate and Nemoidia look like a tea party.
So Obi's just taken a single hit. It's a critical hit, so I can't block it with a dodge token, but I'm going to spend that dodge token anyway so that I can activate deflect. So I'm now going to roll my defense die. If I get either of the block symbols, it's just blocked as normal, but on that 1 in 6 chance of a surge coming up, that wound's going to bounce back and be deflected into the dwarf spider droid, putting him closer to death. So 1 defense die, 1 in 6 for a sneaky wound. Oh, he got it! And the dwarf spider droid takes a wound.
It's a shame absorbing blaster fire isn't part of the Jedi training.
Nice to be dealing wounds when it's not even my activation, but it's my turn now. Let's see what's on the top of the order pool. It's the LAAT gunship. So you remember this unit was destroyed last turn and the order token stays in the pool, and when it's revealed, we roll a white defense die, and on a hit or a surge result, another round of secondary explosions goes off. Let's see if my clones are taking another round of flame and fire. It's a blank, so they are safe for now, and let's jump into what my activation for the turn will be, and it's of course my last unit on the battlefield, my bark speeder. So I've made my compulsory move with the bark speeder. Now he's going to do a second move for his first activation, and then I'm going to throw him up here, nice on top of this rocky escarpment. If we have a look now, that puts him in range 4 of the B2 battle droids, the super B2 battle droids. And I'm going to be able to split the pool now. I'm going to fire the rocket launcher over at the B2s because that's range 4. And then I've got my range 3 twin light blaster cannons, and they're going to drop straight into the command squad in front of me. So let's do the command squad first. 3 hits on red, white, and black. And we've got 2 hits there, which Jack will have to make saves for because they're not in cover. And then we've got the big RP6 launcher, which has impact 2, very important against the wonderful super battle droids. Let's see what we can do. We've got just a single hit, which will be changed to a critical, so just 1 save for Jackson to make on the B2s.
Rowan, heck, it's a super!
Enemy fire. Warning. Situation critical.
Battle droid, I'm on him!
System failure. Car unstable. Shutting down.
Man, you're on fire!
Order engaged. Roger that. Eliminate speeder target. Target acquired.
We're taking heavy fire! I'm hit!
Direct hit. Good shot. This way. Proceed on foot. Spread out. Resuming previous subroutine.
Last token on my order stack is Special Forces, which is going to be my super heavy super battle droids. They've got the elite formation campaign stratagem, which allows them to have 2 heavy weapons, so I'm going to level some firepower at you.
I'm bracing for
when I
it.
say you, I mean these clones.
First, you got to move though.
Yes, first we're going to move. So we're going to move here,
Oh man.
and then we're going to go into cohesion.
This is like the perfect situation. We never get to see B2s absolutely annihilate because they've got such short range weaponry. But these guys have found themselves in range 1 to 2 because they've been pushing up on the objective. And doesn't your attack pool have blast, Jacko?
It does.
It does, right. So I'm getting no heavy cover from that piece of LAAT gunship there, which is going to be pretty brutal. Let's talk through your attack pool, Jacko. You've got both the heavy weapons and 4 of the normal B2 attacks. What's the dice pool looking like?
It's looking like a lot of dice. If you can see that. Reds, whites, blacks, everywhere.
What keywords have you got in the pool?
Blast, so no cover for you. I also have impact, but that doesn't mean anything.
Excellent, no armor for me. All right, read 'em and weep, clones.
1 extra that I missed.
B2 unit online. Clone trooper detected. Neutralize enemy combatants. Hit confirmed. Clone trooper destroyed. Vengeance program satisfied.
The dark side was strong within Count Dooku, and master of the Force though he was, even he would give in to the temptations of indulgent rage that so plagued the psyche of the Sith. Captain Rex found himself on the end of such savagery and fell in a crumpled heap beneath onslaught of saber and sizzling Force energy. Across the battlefield, the two forces traded blows, several clones dropping to droid fire in spite of the impervious armor of the LAAT wreck, but the clones claimed some important scalps of their own, thinning the droidekas and wounding the Count himself as vengeance for their fallen captain. The bark speeders led by Obi-Wan flew hard and fast on the flanks, wreaking havoc as they pierced the droid lines, but staying on the throttle, knowing that their true prize lay before them. Seeing the threat of these fast-moving barks, the droid lines focused fire, seriously injuring one of the speeders, who managed to stay in the fight for now.
So turn number 4, things are getting pretty spicy now. The barks have got an established presence on the board, they're starting to lay down some punishment, but my clone troopers are getting fairly wrecked over near the LAAT gunship. So it's time to issue command cards for turn number 4, Jacko. I am playing my 3-pip Kenobi card, which is going to be pretty cool with my little bark synergy issuing some surges. What are you running?
Assault.
Assault, so you're 3-pip as well. And you've got potentially a lot of orders you can be dishing out. All right, well, it comes down to a roll-off on the block symbol. It will go to the Republic, and it's a block. So I am issuing my orders first. Let's jump down and have a look here at General Kenobi. So when Obi-Wan Kenobi issues an order to a unit, that unit gains 1 surge token for each friendly unit within range 1, and he's issuing orders to himself and 2 units. So each Bark and Obi-Wan Kenobi will gain 3 surge tokens.
Mark your squad up behind me. Don't forget, the Council is depending on us.
I have 3 units to issue orders to. The first 2 are going to be my 2 droideka units. Thanks to their long-range comlinks, they can receive orders anywhere on the board. And now you may notice I have a big stack of orders.
a fat stack of orders.
That's going to be because I'm going to issue an order to this droid unit here, who are now within range 1 of this droid unit, so they're going to use their coordinate ability to pass an order there. And then they're going to coordinate with the command squad, and then they're going to coordinate with this squad, and then they're going to coordinate with this squad, and they're going to coordinate with this squad.
That is a lot of board control there, Jacko. Lots of orders down. That leaves you your Dwarf Spider Droid and Count Dooku himself in your order pool. So really, you've got pretty effective control of all of your units. Fantastic work. I've got the initiative. Let's jump into the first Republic activation. So first activation for the Republic is going to be a big one. I've got control of Obi-Wan, so you know he's going to fly in and chop some droids. First up, of course, he has his compulsory speeder move, which is free, and then he's going to do a second move action, and he's going to land in combat with both of those droid units, or in base to base, Middle Earth term, in combat. He's also going to get 2 dodge tokens from Agile, and then he's going to tap his Force Reflexes to grab a 3rd dodge token. So he's currently got 3 dodges and 3 surges, so he's got some serious defensive potential. Now, for his final action of the turn, he's going to make an attack. Now, he can do a melee strike straight in on this droid unit here, which is the smaller droid unit, and then because I have Arsenal, because I'm riding a Bark, I can also use my ranged weapon. Because I'm a vehicle, I can shoot whilst I'm, in next to another unit there, so I don't count as properly being engaged. So I'm gonna take some shots at Dooku, see if I can chance a few lucky rolls on him while he's all the way over here and doesn't have any evade, no dodge token, so he won't be deflecting. So let's do the melee attack. Melee? Melee. Let's do the melee attack on the droids. I've got 2 white, 2 red, 2 black at Pierce 2 and Impact 2, but that doesn't matter against the B1s. And I haven't rolled well again with Obi-Wan. I don't remember if I have Surge to hit with Obi-Wan. So I'm a Bark Speeder, so I have Surge to hit normally. So that takes me to 3 hits on the Bark, so there's no aim on the B1s. There's no aim, so it's just 3 saves for Jacko to make there. And then we have Dooku taking the ranged attack from the twin blaster cannons, and he is gonna take 1 hit, which will get cancelled by heavy cover.
The advantage is ours. Your perversion of the Force ends here.
Such hubris, even for a Jedi.
Let's get a move on. We've got a battle to win here.
So all my units have orders. I am going to activate my lone droideka with the reduced shields because I don't want him to get wiped out. He is going to take a shot at these clones, just to add some more suppression with his suppressive weapon. So let's take the shots. But he's aiming first, I should also clarify.
One hit and a crit. Ooh,
So
nice.
two hits and a crit.
Aim does the work, so I've got 3 saves to make. Oh, 2 saved. Their armor's so good. Only 1 clone trooper goes down.
I'm hit! Medic!
You are a killing machine!
So I've got a bit of an opportunity here. Jacko didn't activate Dooku last turn. He was, the only thing in the stack, so he did have board control. Whether you forgot that or you just wanted to save your droideka, who knows. So let's see what I've got on the stack to do about it. It is Special Troopers, so that is my commando unit. So if we come down and have a look, Jacko, I've got my 2 commando units here. Now, the most obvious choice is to grab this bigger squad and to just unload into him and try and put on some more wounds. Dooku's got 6 wounds. I'm never going to get him kind of, to dead with this attack. What I need to do is think about my end game, which is setting up my charge with Obi-Wan. Now, I've just realized that I've been a bit reckless with Obi-Wan because Obi's charge command card, the custom card that allows him to dismount and engage, it's a 4-pip. So it's very low initiative, and Dooku's still got his low pip command cards. So basically, if Dooku makes 2 full moves this turn, he's going to end up way too close to Obi-Wan, seize the initiative, and make the charge before I can execute the amazing play that we're all here to see, which is Obi-Wan leaping off with the ultimate high ground and hacking Dooku in the face. So I'm going to do something slightly insane and kind of bold. I'm going to charge Dooku with my commandos, because yes, he's obviously just going to wipe them out when it's his turn, but that's going to cost him an activation, which will cost him one of his double moves. So let's grab my move 1 tool, because these guys are going to be moving through heavy cover, and we are going to go bada bing, bada boom, and we can do it in 1 move, so we're even going to get an attack as well. So that is 2 clones fighting in combat. I think they just rolled black dice.
But first, Lockie, you should roll your rally.
Oh, yes, of course, I need to rally, thank you. So it doesn't actually matter if I rally or not. The only difference will be whether or not I get to make this attack against Dooku. So I need to clear 1 of these tokens. I get a blank and... Hey, there we go. So 1 suppression disappears. I've only got 1 suppression left, which means with courage 2 that I'm not suppressed, so I do get both actions. And now I do get to make the attack, which is 2 black dice against the Count. Let's see what he can do. No evade, no dodge, so no deflect either. Nothing. Okay, so we don't wound him, but we tie him up, which is hugely, hugely important.
Take down the traitor! Careful of his blades!
Activation, and I'm going to shoot at your other commandos with my other droidekas. It's a full squad of 2, so I'm going to get 2 lots of shots at him. It's suppressive. Maybe I'll make you run off the board.
Yeah, I've already got 2 suppression tokens. That'll put me up to 4, and if I don't rally at the start of my next activation, it's going to be scary. 6 dice, roll them up.
4 hits.
4 hits, you've got your aim.
I did aim before. Nothing.
Nothing
So,
there.
4 hits.
Still 4 saves to take. Now, I am suppressed, so cover 1, taking that down to 3 saves to make, and 2 blocks and a fail. 1 clone trooper's gone.
We're taking heavy fire! Look out! I'm hit!
Highly accurate shooting. Machines are superior.
Keep up the assault! They're coming around! Cut off! Go, go, go! Take out that destroyer droid! Good shot!
The humanoid! Car unstable! Shutting down!
Bullseye!
I'm very happy this round because I don't have to worry about AI. All my units have got orders except for Count Dooku, and he's not a droid. So I'm going to activate my Dwarf Spider droid over here. He is going to aim and then fire at Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, he of course is a vehicle at the moment because he's in bark mode, which means he doesn't count as engaged, so you can shoot at him whilst he's next to those droid B1s. So aiming and firing, what's your attack pool look like?
3 dice.
3 dice, let him rip.
This is a high intensity burst, critical 1. That will be a crit.
Oh, strong. So that is 3 saves for Obi-Wan to take. I do have cover 1 automatically because of course I am a bark, so that's only the 2. And I block 1 of them, spending a surge, which allows me to convert that surge to a block, and Obi-Wan takes no damage and no suppression.
Republic fools.
The cavalry charge is continuing. My barks have orders, so I don't have to draw off the top of the pool. I'm going to activate the ion gunner, because I've got some sneaky plans for him. The first thing he's got to do, of course, is his compulsory move. He's just going to hoon on over past this dwarf spider droid, which means, of course, that he's now behind me. So with my fixed front weapons, I can't target him. What I'm going to do, though, is do another move with his first action of the turn, which is going to send him careering down to the bottom of the plains here. And then that is going to put us in range 3 of the B2 battle droids, and I'm going to unload my full payload. So I've got the ion gun, which is 4 black and 1 white, ion 1 and impact 1, and then I've got the normal twin blaster light cannon from the bark. So let's give these a big old roll and see what we do to the B2s. Not a bad start, only 3 blanks. Let's have a look at their cover. I can see 1, 2, 3 members of the squad, so 3 are obscured. They will benefit from heavy cover, so that's going to cancel those 2. So that
hit into a crit though.
Oh yes, very
For
true.
impact.
Very true. So impact, that's going to go to there. So we're going to get 3 hits, 3 critical hits, all importantly, on the B2 battle droids.
Targeting droid. Maintain fire.
Watch out! Superior enemy force!
Good shooting.
Severe damage to this unit. Malfunction, unsustainable damage.
Target destroyed.
Re-adjust your targeting reticle. Eliminate beta target.
Incoming fire.
Die, Roger.
Armor's coming apart.
Resuming previous subroutine.
So the cavalry charge continues with my 3rd bark. Jackson started leveling fire at them now with these B1s. It's time to get them out of here. So it is the bark with the RP6 launcher. Of course, first up, we've got the compulsory move at speed 3. And now what I'm going to do is, again, a 2nd move, and I'm going to pull up just short. And this gives me the benefit of blocking up this space with more problematic units if Dooku picks an attack vector on Obi-Wan. And of course, I'm right up close and personal with those B2 battle droids. So let's form up our attack pool. With the RP6 launcher and the twin light blaster cannons, I've got 2 red, 2 white, and 2 black at impact 2, which is crucial because I need critical hits not only to get through the armor of the B2s, but also their heavy cover. So let's see if we can get some natural crits and a few hits to upgrade. 1 out the box, which was a crit, but that's okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, of course, all surges, my friends, are surge to hit because this is a bark. So that's pretty solid. And now we have impact 2, which is going to give us 2 critical hits. So 2 of those hits are going to be cancelled by cover. That will be 2 saves piercing through. 1 of those will get blocked by the armor, Jacko. You've got armor 1.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 3 saves to make.
Squad engaging. Take aim.
Enemy fire.
Keep at 'em.
Droid lost.
Hostile down.
My B2s are taking a lot of fire this turn. They've already got an ion token, and now they have 2 suppression tokens, which means they are suppressed. So if I can't rally, they won't get to do anything this turn. Let's hope I can rally. Okay, I rallied, so I get to shoot. Unfortunately, I don't get to aim, but it's better than nothing. I'm going to shoot at the wounded bark, the one that has taken 2 wounds already. So if I can score a few hits, I might get a malfunction. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. So that's 4 hits. 2 will get cancelled by heavy cover.
Yep.
And you've got no surge to attack. So
Done.
just 2 red defense for the bark. Oh, and I fail 1, taking me to 3 wounds. That is my resilience value. So with 3 wounds on the bark, that is my resilience value equaled, which means I have to roll a red die. Now, I've got basically a set of results that can apply to the vehicle from now on. They're debuffs. If we get the block symbol come up, it counts as damaged, which means that there's a chance that it will lose 1 action per activation. If it comes up with a surge, it's going to get weapon disrupted, which means that 1 weapon which Jacko gets to choose, which is going to be the RP6 rocket launcher, I imagine, is going to be absolutely useless to me. And then if I get a blank, it is going to be disabled, and it will take 2 actions to move, which is brutal for a bark. So let's see what result we're getting. It is a hit, so that is damaged. So from now on, every time I activate that bark, we could be losing some activations or some actions.
Targeting speeder.
Armor can't take it.
Target wounded.
So the lines are a little crippled. The kind of clone trooper core is pretty battered. Obviously we've got one unit of commandos getting messed up by Dooku at some point in this turn. And now my next activation is the other unit of commandos, and these guys are in pretty bad shape themselves. They've got 3 members left and they have 4 suppression tokens. So if I do not save a single one, they will panic and run off the board. The first thing we want to see is a single character on one of these dice. Let's see how we go. That is very, very lucky. That's what we want. So 1 suppression token is out of here, and now those guys successfully rally, and I've got 3 suppression tokens, which means I'm still suppressed, so I've only got a single action. Now, I've got the rocket launcher and I've got the DC-15. They're both range 4 weapons, which conveniently can both see and be in range of the B2s. I could also opt for the droidekas, but I'm only getting 1 extra dice, and the impact I think is going to be better on the B2. So we're going to keep peppering those big guys. These are the heavy super battle droids. So they've got some beautiful red defensive armor. Let's put it to the test. I have 2 red dice for my DC-15, a red, a white, and a black for the RP6. I've got critical 1 and impact 2, which is important. So we need crits to get through the armor and the heavy cover. That's not a great start. That gets converted to crit from the critical 1, and that gets converted to a critical from impact 2, but 3 blanks does hurt me there, but at least I'm forcing Jackson to make 2 saves. Maybe I'll get that wounded B2 battle droid.
They've set in the supers. Watch those wrist rockets.
Incoming attack.
Nice shooting.
Systems damaged. Unit in danger. Severe damage to this unit.
Yeah, now you got it.
Fire at will.
Take cover.
Die, fire brother. I got your lord.
We're taking heavy fire.
They're alive. They're alive.
Get down.
Unique maintenance.
For the Republic. There's too many of them. Battle droid, knock him down. Take out that sniper.
I'm hit. Oh. System failure. No. We're losing ground.
Keep up the assault. Keep going, keep going. Just like the simulation.
Target acquired. Fire at will.
Sniper fire! Take cover! Get down!
Die, fire brother.
We're taking heavy fire! Ah! Ah! Medic! There's too many of them!
Die, fire brother.
Ah!
Hostiles eliminated.
So Jacko just killed that single clone trooper who fleed last turn, which means that even though he's on my stack, that is now removed, which means I have 1 left on my stack, which is the LAAT gunship. So once again, we may have a chance of secondary explosions. Let's see if we're all getting hit by a few more rounds. We are not. The LAAT's fuel cells are stabilizing. No explosions, and that means all of the Republic activations are finished, and Jacko's got 2 B1 squads left to complete.
After failing to do any damage with my squad of just 2 B1s, I'm going to activate my last squad, and they are going to split their fire. The rocket launcher is too close to shoot these barks, so it's going to shoot this bark, and everybody else is going to attack the one that we've been wounding.
All right, what are we starting with, Jacko?
Let's take out the one that we've wounded.
Okay, cool. So how many E5s?
7.
Strong white dice, how are we starting?
1 crit.
1 crit gets through, past my cover 1, and saved. All right, and now we've got the rocket launcher. Jacko did recover as his first action so that he could fire this, and this is into the unwounded ion bark.
1 crit, that's it.
That's it. I don't have armor, so no impact. That will be cancelled, of course, by cover 1, so it's just another save. And oh, look at that! The barks are deflecting bullets with their faces.
Nice. My last activation for the turn is Count Dooku. He's been staying locked in combat, so unable to be shot. Now it's time to go since Lockie's units are all activated. First though, I have to rally. I've got 3 suppression tokens. I don't, so
So Dooku's courage 3, right? So that will mean you're suppressed.
Yeah, so I got 1 action this turn.
1 action, that is massive. The valiant sacrifice of the clone commandos means all Dooku can do is attack, and he will be pinned still on my half of the board. But that attack's going to be pretty savage, Jacko.
Yeah. Well, technically I could leave, but I think I'm just going to wipe them out. All of them.
Wipe them out. Oh, God.
Yeah, 3 crits, 2, and there's 2 pierces, so I think they're just automatically gone.
Yes, it is impossible for them to survive. You got any force powers after those guys go, Jacko?
I'm going to... I could gain a dodge token, but I won't. I could choke, but there's no one in range to choke, so that's it.
Consider this a lesson.
As he rained down blows upon the upstart clones who dared to deny his will, Dooku's senses halted him, detecting a greater threat to his plans. A familiar presence, a known quantity. General Kenobi, whose time to be reckoned with had not yet come. But before he could withdraw, several valiant clone commandos charged forwards, enraged by their beloved captain's death, and hurled themselves against the mighty Sith Lord. Surprised by their valor, Dooku was flat-footed. With a quick reposition, he alleviated their shoulders from the weight of their heads, but the hum of the barks was now considerably closer. Revving his bike onwards, Obi-Wan recognized the B-2 battle droids as a major threat to their plans and called on all units to focus fire, seeing 3 of the mighty droids wither beneath the combined onslaught. The droid forces blasted away in return, chipping another wound off a bark, but on the whole, the Republic armor held firm. The beginning of turn 5, Dooku is in prime position to start making his retreat, but more importantly, I've done a bit of math, and Obi-Wan is in range to execute his pretty savage, jumpy, chargy magic using Obi-Wan, always prepared. So this is a 4 pip card. I'm probably not going to have the initiative, but it is going to allow me to get Obi-Wan off the bark and make a charge. Jacko, what's your command card this turn?
You disappoint me, Lockie. I thought you'd do something less predictable.
I see, so you're running, I'm guessing, that command card
Yes,
by Dooku. That's a 3 pip, yeah?
It is.
Alright, so that's going to give you the initiative. And who are you issuing orders to with that card?
Dooku will issue it to himself, and then he's going to issue it to the droidekas, and then he's going to issue it to this B1 squad, which will then use coordinate to this squad, which will then coordinate to this squad, to this squad, to that squad.
Now, if I am correct, that is every unit activated on the board except your super heavy B2 battle droids and
This Dwarf Spider droid.
your Dwarf Spider, and they're both the same type of unit?
Same rank, yes.
Yep, so that's going to give you full control of the board.
Again.
Their surrender to our might is inevitable.
Order engaged. Roger, roger. Roger, roger. Roger, roger. Roger, roger. Roger, roger.
Wait for my command.
For my first activation of the turn, I'm going to go back to my trusty old droidekas, and they're going to keep firing on this unit. Hopefully trying to get them off the board.
Yeah, I still got 2 suppression tokens, so another 2 if you make any hits is going to be really dicky.
Oopsie.
And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got your aim as well, Jacko?
Yep, re-roll these 2.
Ooh,
okay.
5 saves that I'm going to have to make.
I'm hit!
Thanks to my light cover from being suppressed, only 4 saves to be taken. And 1 clone trooper goes down.
Look out!
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is the move you have all come to see. I'm activating Obi-Wan Kenobi for the ultimate high ground play. I've got Always Prepared, which is the custom command card in use for this scenario, which allows Obi-Wan to do some pretty crazy shenanigans to leap off his bark and annihilate Dooku, maybe, in combat. So let's follow this step by step. First of all, Obi as the bark, Obaki we shall call him, has his compulsory move. So that's a full speed 3 move, which jumps him to there. Now because of this command card, he gains Launch 1, which enables him to perform a Speed 1 jump move. But first, I'm going to use my first action of the turn and give Obaki an aim. Now, Obi-Wan will dismount using this jump move and launch himself over to here, and he now becomes the normal Obi-Wan profile. The only thing that carries over are any wounds that are caused. So Obaki is gone. He is no longer a part of the game. And now, as we follow on for the rest of the Always Prepared command card, after a launch action, do a full Speed 2 move towards the closest enemy model. So, I am going to do my full speed 2 move. Because I am now the Obi-Wan model and no longer Obaki, I have the charge keyword. So that means I get to make an attack at the end of that move action and rail down on Count Dooku himself. 2 white, 2 black, and 2 red. I have Pierce, but of course, Count Dooku is immune, so all that matters is critical 2. Let's see what we can roll, bearing in mind I have the aim. I have got a critical hit and 2 normal hits, and I'll re-roll a black and the white. Obi does not have any surge to crits or surge to hits, so that is 3 hits on the count, 3 hits for Dooku to save.
Now you will see where the path to the dark side leads.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you in such high esteem.
So my big attack has gone off and kind of bounced a little bit, only the 1 wound on Dooku, but we're there now. It's saber on saber action. Time to use some force powers before Obi-Wan's activation finishes. I'm going to throw force reflexes down. That's going to add a dodge token in addition to the dodge token I got while I did my compulsion move with the bark because of Agile 1. I'll throw those down, and then I'm going to throw Jedi Mind Trick on Count Dooku, which is going to give him another 2 suppression tokens, and that's really important because that takes him to suppression 4, and that way we're going to be able to potentially keep him locked up and stop his counterattack. Maybe that will restrict his actions on his activation. But the big play, of course, is Obi-Wan Kenobi's turn isn't over. His order is now shuffled back into the pool, and he will get to make a second activation this turn, which is so important because it puts pressure on Dooku to keep on moving.
You thought that move was big? Check this out. First, Count Dooku is going to rally. And I need to rally. All this hinges on me rallying successfully, so let's rally successfully.
Oh, look at that! Okay, so that takes 2 suppression tokens away. Yep. Courage 3 means that Dooku is not suppressed and has full activations this turn. Yep, that's a brutal one. That's a chink in my plan there, Jacko. What's next?
We're going to kick it off with a free action, that being force push, so get out of here.
Right, force pushing me right out of combat.
You're going to make a move 1, a speed 1 move. You're gonna go like that. Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm gonna fall over and die.
What's next in this devious plan of yours, Count Dooku?
Lightning.
So talk us through your command card, because I think that is key to this attribute.
It is relevant. My command card says after I make a ranged attack at a unit, that defender is forced to take a speed 2 move.
Youch. So you're blasting Kenobi out of there.
Get away.
Yep, all right, let's see this lightning attack. 5 black dice. Ooh, a strong start.
I turn surges into crits.
That is 5 saves for Kenobi to take.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
So I've used 2 dodge tokens to cancel 2 of those hits, and now I'm rolling my saves. Any surges will be back at Dooku, but no luck. Soresu Mastery does not deflect any wounds back at the Count, and Obi-Wan Kenobi takes a single wound from the Count's lightning. What is next in the stack, Jacko?
Well, now you have to perform a speed 2 move controlled by me. I'm going to throw you into combat with the B2s.
Oh, very nice.
To tie you up and prevent you from coming back at me, because I know you've still got an activation in the order pool.
So that is Obi-Wan dug in combat with the heavy super battle droids, and the Count now has 1 action left, I believe, Jacko.
He does, and he will be taking a move. This way. So, staying close, but not in combat with you.
There we go, getting a little bit closer to that board edge as well.
And my last action is going to be another free action to just get a dodge token.
And that's from Force Reflexes?
Force Reflexes.
You are predictably foolish and clumsy, Kenobi.
So that was pretty brutal. The charge went off, but Dooku made some pretty sweet little plays back at me. I'm at the mercy of the pool now. I don't have any board control. Let's see what we're going to get. It's Special Forces, so I've only got 1 squad left, and that is the commandos down here that Jackson has suppressed the crap out of. So, it's rally time. 4 suppression markers, 4 white dice. I need to get a single symbol, or these guys panic and run off the board. And we are lucky again. Now, they're still suppressed because they've got 3 suppression tokens and 2 courage. So that means they're only going to be able to have 1 action. Now, ideally, Jackson's made his great play, but Dooku's out in the open, so I need to be shooting him. Unfortunately, this squad doesn't have line of sight. So my options are move forward to be engaged with the conflict, but there's only 2 models. I think it's time to shoot. I'm just gonna unload into the droideka units and try and hopefully get a few crits to get past their heavy cover and take away some shield tokens. So a DC-15 and a DC-15A, 2 reds and a white, critical 1. Surges or crits is what we're looking for here, otherwise they're useless. Ooh, a crit and 2 hits. Now critical 1 doesn't do a conversion, so that's just the 1 crit getting through, and Jacko's got a single save, but he'll probably just cancel a shield token.
Droideka, take him out! Bullseye!
I want to finish off this bark. It's got 2 wounds left. This squad is in prime position to shoot at it with all their guns. I have 10 dice to score 2 wounds.
I think you can do it. My defense is pretty solid, but I don't have any surges like I did last turn. So do your worst, aiming first.
I will aim first.
7 black, 7 white, 3 black.
Ooh, good
Oh,
start.
that's a good start. All right.
That was a crit.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 crits and a hit through. That's pretty massive. So the hit is ignored because of cover 1, so it's just the 4 crits that I've got to make saves on. 4 red defense die. If I fail 2 of these, the bark is destroyed. And that's a surge and a blank. That's 2 fails. Get out of here, bark speeder.
I'm hit! Ah!
Roger, boom. Hostiles eliminated.
So a core is up next for my activation. I've got 2 options, the small squad at the front of the LAAT and the squad at the back. I'm gonna go for these front guys. They're a bit bruised, but they've got a great clear shot at Dooku. Dooku will be in heavy cover, so my critical 1 is gonna be important. I've got a DC-15 and 2 DC-15As, and I'm gonna aim first as well. Let's see what we can do. I have got 2, here we go, 2 surges. So 1 surge will convert to crit, and then I've got 2 hits. Now those 2 are currently being cancelled, so what I'm gonna do is spend the aim to re-roll the black and the red, going for more crits on Dooku. And it hasn't paid off, so that is just the 1 crit through to the Dark Lord of the Sith.
There's Dooku! After him!
You overreach, my friend.
I'm gonna use a dodge token. Now this doesn't cancel the hit because it's critical, but what it does do is let me convert surges to block results, and on that chance, I will deflect it. Now, I got 2 dodges because my command card allowed me to give dodge tokens to the units that received orders. So, might as well spend 1.
Roll it up.
Saved.
Oh, it's a big block. Luckily, no laser bolts deflecting back at my clone troopers, but at the end of their activation, kablammy blam blam, poison token means a clone trooper is removed.
Watch your sides. For the Republic! They're flanking us! Cut them off! Take down the traitor!
A demonstration, then. My master wills it.
And they just don't learn, do they?
B2 unit online. Begin counterattack. Intimidate and destroy. Beginning frontal assault.
It seems I've gotten into quite a mess now, haven't I? Ah!
Target injured.
So we're getting to the tricksy part of the game now. This is going to be pretty interesting and it's getting very, very tight. So let's have a look at the stack and see what's coming up first. And it's the LAAT gunship again. We haven't had any secondary explosions in the last 2 turns. Odds say we should probably have one now. If we get a surge or a block, let's see what happens. And we've got it, we've got the surge. So the LAAT has a secondary explosion, and of course Dooku's not in the footprint anymore, so it's just hitting my models. So I need to take a single save for each clone trooper squad. I've got these guys up the front here, and they don't lose a model, and then my core up the back who activated to unload onto Dooku, and they take a casualty. So 1 clone trooper dies as the LAAT fuel cells get annihilated by a secondary spark, and now it's time to go into my main activation for the turn, and that is of course the Bark Speeder. So Bark Speeder has a compulsory move, so that's obviously the first thing he's going to do, and unfortunately that doesn't give me a lot of options. I wanted to set up a nice kind of rear gun play with the Ion to hit the Dwarf Spider Droid because he's going to be a problem next turn, but the arc finishes just off his base. case. So I'm gonna swivel to the front and unload everything into Dooku, which is probably a good idea anyway. He is my win con after all. He's currently on 3 wounds, he's got 3 left. Let's see what we can do. We've got the normal twin light blaster cannons, and then we've got the ion, which is 3 black and 1 white. Impact 1, but that doesn't matter here. So it's a pretty meager attack pool with heavy cover, but hopefully we can get something through. I'll get to aim first as well. So I've got the 2 white dice, which are pretty useless to me. I surge to hit because I'm a bark. So aiming up, and we'll re-roll these 2 white dice. Let's see if we get any old juicy hits. Oh, there we go, sneaking a crit, and that turns to hit because of the surges, the barks surge to hit. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits for Dooku to take, with 2 being cancelled by heavy cover.
Lockie's got 5 hits on me, and I've got a dodge token. I'm going to spend that to cancel one of those hits, and then activate my deflect ability so that any surge results I roll will become blocks, and send the shot straight back at the bark.
Oh, duck for cover, boys. Here come the laser bolts. Ooh, no returns, but
I'll take it.
only the 1 wound on Dooku. That's pretty good saving, above average, and Dooku survives.
Yes, indulge your aggression.
Final activation for the turn is Obi-Wan's second activation. It's not often you get to say that sentence. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the huge sweeping secondary charge I was hoping for, because I'm already in combat with the B2s. Now the B2s have a wound, and they've got 1 wound each. So if I wipe this squad out, it's going to be pretty lucky. I've got 2 red, 2 black, and 2 white, but I've got impact 2, critical 2, Pierce 2, so all 3 keywords are working against the B2 battle droids. I can't aim, I just have to attack straight up, so let's go for it. I have got Impact 2 will turn 2 of these hits into crits, and Critical 2 will turn this surge into crit, and then I've got 1 hit, which will be cancelled by the B2's armor, and 1 miss. So 4 defense die for Jacko. With Pierce 2, I'm blocking both of those defense results. So that is no wounds saved and 2 B2 troopers removed.
They are panicking. I can sense it.
Follow me. This way. Take up secondary position. Resuming previous subroutine. Eliminate that clone. Fire at will.
Sniper fire! Take cover! Get down! Medic!
Resuming previous subroutine. Targets acquired. Terminate speeder. Unique maintenance. Destroy speeder target. Eradicate the clone. You have been designated for termination.
We're taking heavy fire!
Direct hit. Good shot.
I'm hit!
Perfect shot. Wow, roger that.
For my last activation, I'm going to activate my Dwarf Spider Droid. He's going to take a high intensity burst at the bark. It's got critical 1 and 3 dice. That's 2 hits. 1 is cancelled by cover.
So just a single save for me.
Yep, and here it is.
And it is not saved. No defensive surges. Another wound on the bark.
Executing the ultimate high ground play, Obi-Wan launched off the bark, saber in hand, and struck down onto Count Dooku, desperate to thwart his escape. But the Sith Lord was more than a match, taking only a single wound, throwing him backwards, hammering him with lightning, dealing a wound to Obi-Wan, and driving him into his B2 bodyguards, who added another wound for good measure. Obi-Wan leapt back to his feet and savaged 2 of the droids, but Dooku had found his window for escape. The Republic bark and gunship both went boom, and the clone forces started to wither under the sheer amount of firepower being leveled at them. Not all hope is lost. Another bark arrived on the eastern board edge, eager to aid its beleaguered comrades.
Turn 6, Lockie. You ready to reveal command cards?
I sure am, and I am going for the ultimate Kenobi with hello there. This is my 1-pip card, and I'm hoping that I'm going to at least seal his initiative on a roll-off, because your only 1-pip card is ambush. Are you playing that one, or are you going for Dooku?
I tell you what, Lockie, you can have it. I'm going to play double the fall.
Double the fall. So this is Dooku's 2 pip, and it's a bit sneaky, but mine goes down first. So 1 pip, I'm going to activate Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'll get to give him 1 standby, aim, dodge, or surge for every enemy at range 1 to 2. So that's 3. So I've got some token defense, but first your orders go down. Which ones do you activate, Jacko?
I'm going to activate Count Dooku.
Yeah, not surprising, and that leaves you with 1 activation left, but
well, you've seen it before, you'll see it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to issue an order from Dooku to this droid unit here, and then it's going to chain the orders all the way back to the super.
Ouch, ouch,
So,
ouch.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Once again, the CIS establishing some pretty serious board control, but I have the initiative. Let's see what Obi-Wan can do.
Let the negotiations begin.
We're in the activation phase now, and at the start, I get to use my command card. Twice the pride, double the fall. This lets me shuffle Count Dooku's order token back into the my pool, and then I can choose 2 of your units, Lockie, within range 1 to 2, and they go back into your order pool.
Well, well, well.
Now there is only 1, but there's one that I care about, and that's Obi-Wan. So both of these tokens are going to go back into our respective pools.
So this is a pretty sweet move from Jacko because we've both lost our leaders, but of course I have 4 units on the battlefield and all of those models or units have their tokens in the order pool. And Jacko, you've got much better board control, so you're playing the odds here, and it's probably more likely that Dooku's going to come off first.
Slightly more likely.
And yeah, some pretty spicy options for the count. Let's see if Jacko's gamble has been neutered by my command pool. Who is on the top? Special Forces, no Obi-Wan. The symbols look so close. Alright, I've only got 1 left because Jacko ruined the other ones last turn. So they have got 2 suppression tokens. They're currently suppressed. We're going to have to rally and see if we can get rid of at least 1 of those. And double blank. That's big because that means they only have 1 action this turn. I was hoping with those guys I'd be able to move and then shoot at Dooku, but there's not much they can do. I could probably move them. No, they're still going to be out in the open. I am just going to fling them over here so that they can get out of line of sight of those droidekas, and then at least they won't be dead this turn.
Alright, Lockie, your gamble didn't pay off, but I'm hoping that mine will. It's a 1 in 3 chance this time, so slightly better odds. I just need to pull Dooku's token off the stack. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Yes, good.
You're kidding.
Sweet. So, yep, Dooku activates, and then I gotta do suppression. He's been suppressed to hell, and he needs to rally.
He's got, yeah, and we need at least 1 pip on one of these dice so that he can activate in full. Ooh, 2! Down go a couple of suppression tokens.
Alright, so that's going to mean that he'll be able to make 2 actions this turn.
He's the Dark Lord of the Sith. He don't care about no laser bolts flying around. So, what's your first action, Jacko?
First action is going to be a free action, Lockie.
Interesting.
I am going to force push you.
Really? Okay, taking Obi-Wan out of engagement with the B2 battle droid, playing the very long game, and potentially opening me up to getting 2 actions this turn, but I'm guessing he may have a plan playing the odds that won't happen. What does Dooku do next?
Yeah, so I am playing the odds. I got 2 tokens left, and they're both... No, I can activate that B2 whenever I want. So
exactly, you've got control of it.
Yeah.
The only spanner in the works is if I get Obi next. So,
yes, that's a problem.
So force push is a free, Jacko. That leaves you with 2 normal actions.
We're gonna go this way.
Alright, not super exciting to start with.
Hey, I just gotta get out of here.
The board edge is calling.
I've accomplished my goal.
A double move for Count Dooku to finish his activation, bringing him ever closer to the board edge.
Bring them to their knees.
So, slight mistakey, I forgot that I have improvised orders, which allows me to look at the top 2 tokens in my order pool. If one of these is Obi-Wan and I could have pulled him last turn, I'm gonna be mad. We have got, the LAAT gunship and the bark. So neither Obi-Wan, and now I know that I'm gonna put the LAAT gunship down and deal with that next turn, and we'll just take the bark right now. So I've got 2 bark speed options on the field. We're gonna take our flanking newbie. So because of where Dooku is right next to that piece of Geonosian spire, I can't see him from this position, and if I'd moved any of that second move of the bark to open up line of sight, it would have taken him out of the arc, and both my weapons are fixed front arcs. So instead, I'm gonna come in and shoot at this B1 battle droid squad because I'm anticipating that Jackson's gonna use them as a screen to try and stop Obi-Wan. So I need to thin their numbers in case I have to fight my way through them. I've got impact 2, which means nothing, so it's a neutral pool. That's a fair bit. Oh no, 2 blanks, 3 blanks, but I've got surge to hit from the bark's native attacking abilities. That is 4 saves for Jacko's droids to pass.
Targeting droid. Maintain fire. Good shooting.
This does not compute. More unstable. Shutting down.
Alright, it's my turn, and I got full control over all my actions except for 2. I'm gonna activate my B2 battle droid and carry out the rest of my plan. He is gonna charge you, Lockie, and tie you up in combat.
This one squad has been just ruining Obi-Wan's day. Your gamble has paid off big time here. You're not shooting first, I'm guessing, because you don't want me to bounce a bolt back in his face.
I don't, I'm just gonna dodge. And may I note that this squad is just doing its job. They're Dooku's bodyguards.
That's very true. They're holding the line.
Neutralize enemy combatants.
So being at the mercy of the order pool is again driving me insane. Of course I know what the first one is. It is the LAAT gunship, not an activation, instead a chance for secondary explosions. Let's see if we get any pips on this white dice. We do! So another little explosion goes off and I just have to take a save with this clone trooper here. So 1 red dice and boom! Another clone is obliterated. He is standing right next to the fuel cell, so what a bloody idiot. Now let's get on with the main activation. Who's it gonna be? Ah, it's Obi-Wan, finally. Okay, we are in business and we need to maul that B2. This last turn would have been a little better, but we can still make this work. So, Obi-Wan's attack is 2 black, 2 red, 2 white. It is pierce, it is impact, it is critical, and it's all 2. So, let's rinse him. We have got 1 hit, 2 hits. We have critical 1, that goes to hit, to crit, sorry. Oh, critical 2, so that goes to crit. And then impact 1, or impact 2 rather, we'll turn those to crits. Well, that is, didn't look so good, and now it looks bloody awesome. So 4 saves that Jacko must take, and I'm cancelling 2 of them, so it's impossible because of Pierce. So 1 B2 battle droid removed, kaboom. Successful, very, very successful. So now we're gonna go into Obi-Wan's second action of the turn, which is of course gonna be a move because we've gotta go and chase ourselves some Sith Lord. So he is gonna hoon straight down, and I believe, where's my range measurer? That has just brought me in range 1. So I'm actually gonna run over here, unplanned, and I'm gonna go for Jedi Mind Trick. So then I'm just gonna chuck in 2 suppression tokens on Count Dooku, which is gonna make it all the more difficult for him to run away at the start of next turn.
I have a bad feeling about this.
My turn, and I need to cover Dooku's escape. I only have these B1s left in the area, so they are going to just charge at Obi-Wan and just tie him up. Everybody pile in.
Yeah, that'll force my attack for next turn's activation to be against those units, which means I won't be able to deal saber damage on the charge to Dooku next turn if I can spring through. So definitely buying some time and potentially holding up Obi-Wan for maybe even more than a turn. That's the end of their activation, Jacko?
Yeah, 2 moves.
All right, cool. Well, it's on to the Republic. What's next on the pool? It's the classic Republic game. We have got a core. Only got 1 of those left on the battlefield. It's this now even smaller squad after the LAAT explosion. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna move. I've got the leader at the back, which is slightly frustrating. And then I've got a Z6 and a DC-15, a DC-15A. And he is gonna unload. They are gonna get some sneaky shots on Dooku, just in range 3, which means the Z6 and the DC-15A will get to unload on the Sith Lord. 6 white dice and 1 black into Count Dooku. He's in heavy cover, and this attack pool has nothing. No critical, it's trash. It's absolute trash. But it's swingy trash. And that's gonna do absolutely squat, because that's gonna be cancelled by cover, and then it's a couple of surges. So, those guys did
Squat.
nothing.
Get Dooku! Good shot!
Next up will be my B1 squad with the rocket launcher here. They're gonna ready, or recover I should say, and then fire at the bark. We've got all these dice. That's 2 crits. Nothing from the rocket launcher, unfortunately. So just 2 saves, Lucky.
All right, 2 saves coming in hot. I'm not going to die, which is the important thing. I don't have defensive surges, so that is a wound. Importantly, that takes me to my resilience value. So we're going to roll a white die. No, it's another red die. And let's see if we take any vehicle damage. It's damaged, so I could potentially lose an activation each turn.
We're taking heavy fire!
Perfect shot.
Last Republic activation for the turn, that is, of course, my Bark Speeder, who's got 2 wounds. No, 3 wounds from the pesky droids annihilating him last turn. So he's got his vehicle damage. He needs to roll a white die. If a blank pops up, he's got 1 less activation. Over here in the box, Jacko. Bugger, it's a blank. So all that means is I've got 1 action, essentially, but of course I've got my compulsory move, which is a free action. Now that's vital to my little plan here. So move 3. Speed 3, he's going to spin around. And now what we're going to do is spin that ion gunner backwards and use its rear arc to shoot at Dooku. He will be in heavy cover though. And then with this front arc here, I'm going to unload. Oh, the Dwarf Spider Droid is tempting, but I think it's more likely that I'm going to damage this command squad and hopefully wipe out an activation. So I'll go into them. Let's target them first. They've just got 1 white, 1 red, and 1 black. And 2 hits, so that's 2 saves for them to take. And then on Dooku, we have the Ion Gunner, 4 black and 1 white. Again, impact and ion isn't affecting him, so it's just the dice as they lie. And we have got 4 hits and 5 hits with Surge to attack.
That's too good
for Dooku. That is nuts. Hopefully, a couple of them will get cancelled by cover, so that's 3. We got wounding chance here. We've got wounding chance.
Target that droid! Maintain fire! Good shooting!
Your pride has failed you.
Thanks to my force reflexes, I have a dodge token, which I'm going to spend to cancel this 1 hit that isn't a crit, and it's going to activate my deflect ability again, so hopefully we can get some surges and send some shots back at the Bark.
2 surges would take his final 2 wounds off. Let's see if you're that lucky, at least looking for blocks for Dooku.
1 surge.
Ooh, a block and a surge, another wound on the Bark, and Dooku takes no wounds.
Medic!
Slaughter them all.
For the Chancellor!
Bark Speeder, eliminate him. Alert, malfunctioning droid. Order engaged. Stop the humanoids! Attack the Bark. Resuming previous subroutine. Attack the speeder bike.
We're taking heavy fire! I'm hit!
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
Droid unit online. Roger. Enemy approaching. Begin counterattack. Firing program online.
Incoming! We're taking heavy fire!
Destroy. Target wounded.
Attack the clone.
I'm hit! Look out! There's too many of them! Get down! We're outnumbered!
Your efficiency exceeds expected parameters.
Dooku got the jump on Obi-Wan Kenobi, force pushing him back to the south before fleeing for the board edge. Before Obi could react, Dooku's bodyguards leapt forward to tie up the Jedi and buy time for his master. His sacrifice was valiant, but Obi-Wan sliced through him like butter and sprinted straight after the Sith Lord. Dooku commanded another squad of battle droids to screen his retreat, and they stumbled over to Obi-Wan to meet their doom. The clone forces leveled as much fire as they could at the Count, piling up suppression tokens, and lost another Bark Speeder in return.
Turn number 7. It all hinges on the next couple of interactions. If I don't get initiative, Jacko's going to run off the board straight away. So, let's reveal command cards, Jacko. I think I know what's going to go down. I'm going for ambush, pip 1.
Me too.
Yeah. So, it all comes down to the roll-off. I need to get this roll-off, otherwise the Galactic Force of the Republic are going to watch Dooku just sprint off into the sunset. Let's see how we go. Down to the box. And it's a pip, so it goes to the Republic. I have a chance to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. So, I am going to activate one unit, which is, of course, going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm guessing you're going to be activating Dooku, Jacko?
Yeah.
I'll throw that down for you. Alright, so now at the beginning of activation, I have initiative, so I'm going to be activating, of course, Obi. So to be able to pin Dooku in place, I need to wipe this droid squad down here. So my attack pool with the Obi's saber is 2 black, 2 red, 2 white, critical 2, and pierce 2. All 4 must die. I have got a critical hit, a critical hit. My critical turns 2 of those, 1, 2 into critical hits, and my pierce will do nothing until the block phase, so that is 4 saves. It's gonna be close. Jacko has 4 white die to make.
You're welcome to surrender at any time.
So that came off. I've annihilated that B2 squad, and my final action is gonna be a move, and I am going to leap across the Geonosian plains and engage the Count. So Obi-Wan has made his charge. Of course, we've already attacked this turn, so no more attacks, but I have a locked up Count Dooku. Now, of course, Dooku can just force push me out of there and have 2 clear actions to run at the board edge. So my only way to stop that is to keep him as suppressed as possible. So first up, free action. Here comes Jedi Mind Trick, straight down on top. That takes his suppression to 6. Jacko would have to fluke passing 4 of those to get off the board, and then I'm going to use Jedi Reflexes, because I think what's going to happen is Count Dooku is going to end up fighting me. So I'm going to need my dodge token to enable my Soresu Mastery and hopefully keep Obi-Wan alive enough time to dish back some wounds to the Count.
Oh, this is going to be easy.
Thanks to my Dwarf Spider Droid's tracing antenna, he had an order issued to him this turn, so it's just going to take a shot at the bark again, try to disable that weapon.
AI attack, so no aim, just the net rolls there, Jacko. Yep. Fire away.
That's 2.
2 hits, both cancelled by the heavy cover of the bark.
Yep.
So my next activation is unfortunately the Bark Speeder. The bad thing about that is I didn't want to activate him now because I needed him to cover that escape in case Dooku breaks off and leaves. So first up is his compulsory move, Speed 3. He flies all the way over there. Now he's still got a great fire arc, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to double dodge with this guy, and I'm going to hope that he survives the volley of shooting from the rest of the Separatist forces, and that way he can cover Dooku's path to the board edge in the following turn.
Now that the bark has been forced to activate, I'm going to activate Dooku and try to get off the board. But first, I have to rally, and that means 4 symbols on these 6 dice. Yes!
No way, you're kidding!
Yes. All right.
So, he's got his full activations, Jacko?
Yes.
Oh, God. So, what's happening first, Mr. Count Dooku?
We'll kick it off with a force push, so I'm going to get rid of you and just get out of here. So first, you make a move, and then I am going to make 2 moves off the board.
And Dooku has escaped the ambush laid by Captain Rex and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Through Lord Sidious, order will at last be restored to the galaxy.
Dust swirled around the smoking gunship, stinging Rex's eyes. He scrambled in the red dirt for his visor and found it rent in 2, still smoldering from where Dooku's blade had nearly scalped him. A leather boot stepped into view and he followed the flowing robes to find General Kenobi smiling down at him. "You've had a close call, Captain, but we've got a battle to win here." He hauled Rex to his feet and half dragged him to his speeder. "Take the gun. I think perhaps I'd better drive." The Republic force's joy at holding out against such overwhelming odds was soon soured by the sound of Dooku's speeder fading into the distance. The Sith Lord had escaped their trap and many brave clones had fallen, but perhaps not in vain. Kenobi knew his best chance at catching Dooku was now by air, but the gunship wreckage around him proved their position was too hot for air support. Resolving to kill 2 Jawas with 1 blast, the Republic forces mounted up and set off to cut directly to the Republic front line. There, Kenobi could rendezvous with Anakin, and Rex could lead the 501st in a surprise assault on the droid position. But to reach their brothers in time would require speeding hard and fast through well-controlled CIS territory. Will Rex and Obi-Wan survive running the gauntlet? Will they reach the airfields in time? Or will the CIS finally remove this thorn from their side? Tune in next time to Episode 3 of the Battle for Geonosis.
The tables have turned, and victory for the Separatists in our second scenario here in the Battle of Geonosis narrative campaign. That was a huge game, dude.
That was a big game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I loved how much more dynamic it was. It wasn't, a really simple breakthrough scenario in part 1, and here we've got, this it's white LAAT down, a big old crash wreck. We had units coming in, a big swirling maelstrom of battle. I really felt like this was getting close to like that proper Geonosis battle conflict.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on. Like, we've got the conflict in the center, we've got the barks coming on from the side, we've got the droidekas coming up the flanks, Dooku and Obi-Wan. There's a lot more happening, and a lot more stuff on the table.
Yeah, and I think the kind of deployments and the unit types as well, a lot more variation, really help kind of showcase the Star Wars Legion as a game system. The mechanics were a lot more nuanced and interesting, cool interactions. We got to mess around with some much more advanced tactics than last time as well, so that was really fun. I must say, I perhaps was a little aggressive with Rex. I completely forgot about Dooku's cunning, and I thought I'd have a chance at stealing the initiative, and so I set him up to do a cool fire play, and Dooku just went no more Rexy boy, so I'm sure he'll wake up after the battle with a saber mark across his helmet or something, so plot arm will protect him for part 3. Who was your most valuable unit on the board?
I think, Dooku was really good. He came in, I made use of all of his command cards. True. I've played Dooku before, albeit in a very small scenario, and I wasn't that impressed, but this time, his command cards just worked at the right times, and they were really impactful, and his lightsaber is nuts. It's so much better than Obi-Wan's.
Obi-Wan's is so bad. Pierce 2 is great, Critical 2 is great, and you saw what it could do against the B2s with the, lining up Impact 2 as well. So it's got its potential, but it's just the swinginess of the black and white dice. His saber is nothing compared to Dooku's. I really enjoyed using Obi-Wan, obviously hooning in on the bark with Obi-Wan and doing slashing attacks as he was driving people and then launching off. But he didn't kind of have the big saber launch I was hoping for. I needed to do a few more wounds. Dooku only ended on 4 of 6 in the end.
Yes, but look, you did shoot me a lot, represented by all the suppression tokens that you took, and look, I got lucky with the suppression, I have to admit.
True, very true.
Yeah. And I guess some of the saves.
Yeah, Dooku saved relatively well. We had periods of fluctuating luck. Early game, you were saving insanely well, and I wasn't able to kind of really deal big damage, and then it swung back, and I had a couple of turns in that mid-game where my bloody clone commandos again were just bumping off droideka rounds of shooting like it was nothing, and we remember the suppression this time, and they still hung around, and they're still alive on the board, those guys, so that was fun, but then it did come back in the back end, so it all kind of, I would say the game was pretty even luck-wise, but Dooku managed there, that big lucky roll. Perhaps if we'd gone into another turn with only one action, he probably still could have got off the board anyway, because you would have attacked Obi-Wan instead.
I think, long term I was always going to get off the board, I can kill Obi-Wan, and the bark is a potential threat, but I have still the Dwarf Spider Droid and a bunch of B1s, and they took out the previous bark, so I felt pretty confident. Yeah, I really liked the kind of reinforcements that are attached to the bark units and the large presence of B1 battle droids at the start. It really felt like we were in this engaging, ongoing conflict, units coming in from the sides, and there was just, even at the end of the game here, there's still quite a few units on the battlefield, whereas in the last scenario there was, nothing. Although there's not so much for me, but you've still got a few Separatists here, which is good. We're deep in Separatist lines, so that's worked really nicely. I think my MVP, look, it's probably got to be Obi. He did some work. He almost kind of got there in the end, and the clones kind of didn't do that sort of big firepower push all game. They had a few moments of brilliance, so I'll give it to the leader as well. It certainly was a Jedi versus Sith Lord today. Part 2, now we're leading into part 3, and a victory for Jacko. So that's going to give him some campaign bonuses. As always, all the rules for the custom campaign, the narrative campaign, all the stratagems, all the profiles that we're using that are custom and homebrew are all available down in the description below for free, so you guys can be playing along with us at home, and we will have some news about episode 3 coming out very shortly. I think we're going to see a little bit of armor, Jacko. Or could it be Revenge of the Sith?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll see you next time right here on Zorbazorb Gaming. Cheers for watching, guys. Ooh, handshake.
So as always, if you're watching the video this long, thank you so much. You've just endured over 2 hours of Star Wars Legion gameplay, and you're one of the core fans of Zorpazorp. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Obviously, this was the sequel to our first installment in this campaign, and that video did pretty well. It's almost at 100,000 views, and all the comments and the feedback that I got, that really gave me the confidence to sink a lot of time into this second episode, and kind of trust that the format is working and that you guys are liking that. So thank you so much. Keep that coming. Definitely let me know down in the comments what you liked about this episode, because man, did I sink some hours into it. I think it was about 150, 160 hours just for the edit bay, and then, you know, quite a few days of shooting as well. So these battle reports do take a lot of time, and that is kind of the big reason why there was such a gap between episode 1 and 2, nearly 5 months. Now that gap is too big. I want them much closer together. I'm going to try and endeavor to get part 3 out a lot quicker. Jacko and I are going to try and shoot it maybe even before Christmas and then get it out as fast as possible. But they're huge time investments, and I can't just make them all the time because I've got to make other videos as well, because, you know, this is my job, this is my business, right? And if I'm only making one video every 3 months, it's just not going to, you know, cut the mustard. So the best way, if you guys really want to support this content and you love the really long form, highly detailed stuff, and you're loving this campaign, is to head over to Patreon down in the description and check that out and have a look at how you can support me there, because that really helps. So a huge thank you to all of my Patreons. You guys are really in love with this content and supporting me that way financially, particularly in the crazy time that we have all around the world, is just absolutely humbling and mind-blowing. So thank you so much to that, and oh my goodness, is there so much more planned. We are like already buying so many models. I just jumped so much cash on like terrain and minis for season 2, let alone all the cool stuff that's coming in episode 3 and 4 of season 1 for this campaign. So there is so much more happening for Star Wars Legion right here on Zorpazorp. So thank you to everyone for watching, for your comments, for all of your support, and I cannot wait to bring you episode 3 of the Geonosis Star Wars campaign. I will see you right here on Zorpazorp Gaming next time. Cheers, guys. You're fired.
Okay.
Oh, that was rolling too, I didn't realize.
Alright, Lucky, turn 1.
Let's reveal command cards,
Reveal
Jacko.
command cards.
Plane. I'm
Standing
going.
order.
F it, I f***ed it, I'm sorry. Right, we're rusty, we're good, okay. So...
Who set this terrain up?
This is not happening. One more time. One more time. Oh, nice. Is tap my clone specialist. I'm gonna restart everything because I need so many fucking tokens. Sith Lord of the no attacks ready Loki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I fucking might just understand. We do this every fucking game. Why do I not have all the dice ready?
Keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 white dice and 1 black. My order peel. Second activation for the turn is going to be at the order of the mercy pool. Brilliant. So fuck that.
I have... yeah, okay, let's just start again.
Alright, well, let's roll for an... Well, it'd be...
Roll for a priority.
No, right, that's what I was going to say. We're not playing Middle Earth. You just got on.
Alright, well, we did that in one go.